Hi everybody, welcome to the next part of the Arizona Fire Service Pipe Band Drum Corps video series. We're going to cover some basics of playing. I know I've gotten to meet a lot of you recently over the past 6 months here who have been enjoying these videos. I truly appreciate that. One of the things that you're requesting is some more of the basics. How to hold the sticks, how to address the pad or the drum, some of the basics of rolls and things like that. So let's go through a few of those, and I hope you enjoy. And always please like and subscribe and spread the word if you have other friends who might enjoy these videos. So let's talk about just addressing the pad or the drum. So I'm sitting down, so I'm not quite at the right angle. I might want to be a little bit more here with the drum, okay? But generally, you've got your sticks nice and loose, right? Nice and light and loose and easy. And as you can see, that left thumb pointing more down the stick than across it. The fingers just cradling that, nice and easy. And you can see here on my right hand, got that nice wide open gap so that I got all the room available to move, right? Just using my fingers there. And then I make a nice slice of pizza in front of myself. The tips are very close to each other. Of course, we need to watch that we never come off of the snares of the drum. Some of you who used to play DCI, you could do crescendos and decrescendos by just rolling towards the edge and then back, and that works on those drums. But on ours, it doesn't work because of that second set of snares under the head. You would get a really terrible sound coming off of that, and it's a very obvious thing. So we'll just learn how to do our crescendos and decrescendos in place, and always end them with a tap, as every roll in Scottish Highland drumming ends in a tap. I digress. So addressing the pad, I got that nice easy slice of pizza in front of me. My hands are relaxed and loose, and you'll also notice my shoulders, my arms are relaxed and loose. I know for myself when I was getting started, and most of my students, there's sort of this tendency kind of happens, and look what happens to my hands and the sticks automatically when the elbows come out. They start to pitch away, and then it's making it more difficult to allow the sticks to do what we want them to. So just a nice, easy, light posture, just hanging out here with my good buddy drum pad, nice slice of pizza in front of you, and that's how you're going to want to address the pad. So now let's talk about the three basic motions that there are and the two movements that make those motions happen. I'll explain. We generally do three things. We either tap, a single tap, we bounce, or we buzz, which can also be extended into the drag, the grace note for the drag, right? The embellishment. So we're either going to tap, bounce, or buzz. The taps are the only ones where the tips of the stick come up. So those single taps. Sometimes I say breaking the wrist. It's a motion where you break the wrist, but it's not really about the wrist because we're just using our fingers here. I'm really barely turning my wrist at all to make that happen. And so that's the only time we're doing those single taps that we want to see the tips are going to come up over the over parallel of the stick. The other motions, the bounce, the buzz, or even the drag embellishment, as you can see, the tip is down, right? And they're all going to come from this straight up and straight down motion. And if any of you are old enough like me to remember, there was a toy monkey with a drum, and its arms would go like this. So you'd wind it up and it would do this. That's what we want to look like. Monkey drummer arms, okay? So the tips are staying down. They're not coming up when I go for a roll or I'm trying to do a bounce. And I'll play an example of why we don't want to do that. So we have three things. Tap, where the tips come up, bounce, buzz, and then that can be extended into the drag embellishment. But they're all going to come from that same straight up and straight down motion. So what happens if we roll from our tips being up? It's really quite simple, and you've probably heard it if you've been around a little while. You've probably heard this happen. So if we roll from from just setting the sticks down, just letting them glide down to the pad, then we can enter really nice and smooth. We can enter at the lowest volume we can possibly create if we want. So if we come in nice and easy on that, then we can come in very smooth. We can come in at a really low volume if we like. We have a lot more control here. All right? On any roll, 5, 7, 9, any of the rolls, it's all going to happen there. And you've probably heard this during a roll-off. And that almost invariably comes from that arm, that wanting to have that pulse, but also that right hand when it comes to the beat, and we go, okay, here's the beat. So the difference when you bring your tip up or not, straight down, tip up, and there's automatically a difference, and it's harsher. Enough said about all of that. Point being, keep your tips down. All right, so whether we're doing the bounce motion, and on the bounce motion, here's what you want to notice. As Ed Best likes to say, arm moves once, stick moves twice. And so you'll see in my hand here, it's just, there was 3 on that one. It's just one motion. I'm not doing anything else. All that's happening here is this, right? So it's not dot, dot. I'm not making a second motion to get that second part of the bounce to happen. Just straight up, straight down. So when you're practicing, let's say your mommy daddies, where you start out with singles and then you get up to the pace of doing your doubles, a really good tip is video yourself or do it in front of a mirror, or at the very least, actually look directly at each of your hands. Like spend some time looking at the right hand and note, am I going just one motion, or am I forcing that second one to happen rather than allowing it to bounce? And then spend some time looking at your left. Am I doing this? Is my thumb making 2 motions, or am I really cleanly just dropping that hand just like this? There's no difference between what I'm doing now, I hope you can see that, and what I'm doing here. No difference at all. So that's the bounce motion, and then naturally that extends into our roll, because all we have to do from the bounce to get a buzz is create a little bit of pressure here with our thumb, and there's your buzz. And on the right, we're going to create the pressure with the thumb between the fingers. Now, on developing a good buzz sound, it takes time. If you're new, if you're just getting started with this thing, it takes quite some time to develop a nice buzz sound. I know I'm still not happy with my rolls. I don't know any drummer that's thoroughly satisfied. It's a continually progressing thing. Anyway, so with that pressure that we're adding in there, it's a bit of an experiment for you. Okay, no pressure, I get this. Some pressure, I get that. That's still not quite right. And I get this. That's close. I'll do a bunch. Oh, there's like nothing there. That's a mosquito buzzing. And then if I back it off a little bit, oh, okay, that's starting to sound like a nice, smooth, sustainable buzz. And you do the same experiment here and find that sweet spot. And you will notice over time that it's going to be the sensations in your hands that are going to tell you how well you're rolling, more than what you're hearing off of your drum. So there's a bit about the tap, the bounce, the buzz, and starting to go into the buzz rolls a little bit. And in the next video, we're going to be doing buzz rolls. We'll see you then. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day.